Hey, what's up guys, John here. A whopping 1 million people are without power in Houston, Texas.
The deadly storm overnight bringing dangerous winds and widespread flash flooding.
The storms knocked over large electricity towers and trees blocked the road.
Well, that was the number yesterday. The number right now is 2.2 million are now without power. 4 people have lost their lives.
The mayor confirmed 4 storm-related deaths from tonight's severe weather.
And this power is not going to be turning on anytime soon. When you look at what is going on with their energy right now, with the utility companies, with these towers that are now hitting the ground. Look at these big cities. Look in Houston. There's broken glass and shattered buildings all throughout the city. At least that's what social media is letting us to believe, because you're seeing one video after the next with endless views. I mean, look at this video here, 1.6 million views. And this is cracking all of these windows, destroying all of these windows inside of these towers in downtown Houston. It's pretty shocking. But what I ask myself is what's going to happen next? Because who's going to be covering all of this damage? Because tons of houses, buildings, apartment buildings are all being destroyed right now. Well, it's going to be insurance companies. And what are they going to do? They're going to hike rates across the board, across Texas. But it goes a lot deeper than just insurance. When you look at the plan to completely change the energy supply in Texas over the next 5 years, you'll see with this change comes massive disruption inside of the labor force. Roughly 13% of the entire job market is circling around oil and gas. So as these industries start to change and these properties and energy begins to change and insurance goes up, who's going to fund that? Well, the answer is going to be taxes. Tax revenue is going up. It's already gone up dramatically, so much so that there's a protest scheduled in the next couple days. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on and why I believe Texas is probably going to be one of the biggest bubbles in American history. I mean, look at this. This is shocking. Look, big tech are ghosting downtown Austin. Entrepreneurs are just fine with that. Google, Meta, got cold feet. You just had Oracle. They just announced they're leaving Austin. They're going to Nashville. I mean, Glassdoor is closing up their locations as well in San Francisco and Chicago and other cities and going fully remote. So this big boom that happened inside of Austin over the last couple of years, everyone wanted to move there. Well, a lot of the job opportunities are fading. And with it comes a big bust. And in this video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on and why I think we're going to see property values fall by 50, 60, or even 70% in most areas in Texas. Please hit the like button, hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate other people about what's going on in America's housing market. If you'd like to fix your credit, we would love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for Monday. Take a look at this. So, and this is really shocking. Here's another video right here. 259,000 views, and it's just all the broken glass that is all around downtown Houston, Texas. And I'm going to skip forward on this. You'll be able to see just how bad this situation is. So you have one video after the next getting endless views. Here's another one, 1.3 million views. This is inside of a hotel. Look at this. Mother was concerned about a tree stability, so she went to move her car when the tree fell and pinned her down. Like, look at this building here. Like, who's going to be paying for all of this? The money's not just going to come from thin air. Insurance rates are going to go parabolic. And I've been talking about this before, looking at some of these, for example, looking at all of this damage that's unfolding. Look at this. So, right now, Texas developers are converting empty office space into downtown apartments. Here's how I think this bubble is going to start to burst. You have presently, and look at this, 120,000 apartments in the pipeline to be built inside of Austin. 120,000. How many apartments do you think are presently, ready with certificate of occupancy, people living there? How many renters are there? The answer is 223,000. They have 120,000. So they have over 50% increase in supply hitting the Austin housing market. And then you have developers converting office to residential. Let's say no developers convert any office to residential. You still have 50% increase of housing stock. What is that going to do? It's going to drop rents dramatically at a time when insurance and taxes are going up and a lot of job opportunities are fading away, high-paying job opportunities. And so it's pretty fascinating when you look at what the bleep is going on with Texas home insurance 3 weeks ago, November 30th. A lot of conversations around insurance, around Texas insurance. Well, look at this. When you see that insurance rates in Texas have skyrocketed 22% since the beginning of the year, last year. So imagine what they're going to be doing now. This was, for example, this was what, 2.5 months ago, February 29th? Tons of damage. So they're going to be adding this, and then this new situation, policies are going to get crazy in Texas. It's going to get absolutely crazy. Well, look at this. Experts are predicting more rate increases coming in 2024. And so who's going to be the real victims of this? It's going to be people that are losing their jobs. It's going to be people that bought real estate in Austin and a lot of these hot housing markets in 2020 and 2021, thinking that it was going to be the new San Francisco, except with no taxes and just a favorable lifestyle. Now we're seeing a lot more inventory at the market. Insurance is probably scaring the hell out of them. Taxes are going up, and they're looking at this saying, you know what? Did I make the wrong move? Should I not have moved to Texas? You have a lot of properties that went from literally worth $300,000 to worth $750,000 in the course of a few years. Like, the bubble was just absolutely crazy. Well, look at this. Texas' biggest county commits to cut pollution 40% in the next 5.5 years. So, as they're doing this, and the entire job market, 13.9% is based around oil and gas. 2.5 million jobs for context. So as they start to move, how many of these jobs are going to get perfectly repositioned to a new sector in clean energy? Some, sure, I bet a lot will, right? But even if half don't, still looking at 1.25 million, like over 1 million people out of work, right? What would be the net ripple effect of what this would have on the economy? That entire economy in Texas is based heavily on oil, gas, farming, agriculture. Like, this is what that entire state is, initially based on, right? It wasn't based on tech 50 years ago. And so a lot of old money sitting in Texas. Texas power grid updates as major heat threatens the state. So we're going to be walking into this big power grid upgrade. And look at this, 21 hours ago, Texas regulators approved rate hike, and this is for energy bills. So it's just going to be one increase after the next in Texas. Texas to cry out outrageous property tax rises. Look, Wednesday's the last day to file an appeal on your property taxes, yesterday. And New Year brings changes to property tax system. Here's how much Texas property taxes have increased. How to prepare for property tax protests in Texas 3 days ago. Property tax cuts, right? They're saying, as Texas unprecedented revenues lead to historic property tax legislation. How to prepare for property tax protest. Like, things are getting pretty crazy in Texas. Well, now let's look at what's going on with farming. You have 230,000 farmers, and net revenue for farmers has fallen off a cliff the last couple of years. And so when you look at all the new regulation, all the new changes coming for farming and agriculture and clean energy, it's going to push a lot of these farmers off of their properties. They're going to be selling. A lot of mom and pop farmers are going out of business. It's the sad reality, but that's what's happening. I mean, drought shutters Texas' last sugar mill. Now farmers are asking which crop is next. Over 140,000 farms lost in 5 years, right? This isn't like a joke. Between 2017 and 2022, number of farms in the U.S. declined by 141,733, or 7%, according to USDA's 2022 Census of Agriculture, released February 13th. Acres operated by farm operations during the same time frame declined by 20 million, a loss equivalent to an area about the size of Maine. Only 1.88% of acres operated and 1% of farm operations were classified under a non-family corporate structure. So we're walking into a major consolidation of farms, a major consolidation of resources throughout America. And look at this. Texas home foreclosures are soaring. This came out, 4 months ago. So the big question is, if insurance goes up, if taxes go up, if we see a major structural change in the job market, not even accounting for oil and gas, just job opportunities fading away, what's going to happen, right? There's going to be an affordability crisis. People can only afford what they make and what they can afford to spend. If they buy a property for $500,000 thinking that, hey, my payment's going to be $2,500 a month, I can afford this, I'm making $100,000 a year, I'm making $8,000 a month, I can afford $2,500. Well, if that $2,500 payment goes to $2,700, to $2,900, to $3,100, to $3,300, and then they lose that $100,000 job, what's going to happen, right? This is what's unfolding in Texas. I believe we're going to see rents fall in a very, very, very big way, and a lot of property owners second-guessing owning properties in Texas as they add 120,000 units in Austin alone. And you start to look at all of this new supply hitting the market, see a lot of people walking away from their homes. And I think Texas is going to be one of the biggest bubbles in American history, which is, it's unfortunate. I love Texas. I love America. But there's just no denying the facts. Factually, this is what's happening. Texas is being completely rug pulled, and the entire housing market, I think, has a long way down. What do you think about this entire situation? Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. If you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself what I believe is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in American history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for Monday. Catch you next video.